Welcome back to the channel, and today we are looking at Dungeon Mayhem, a D&D release from Wizards of the Coast. This is normally a 5-10 minute game. It could be slightly more depending on how draws go. It's aimed at 8+, so it's great for children, great to introduce your children to board games. Normally 2 to 4 players. There's no option to play more. There are expansions and different versions, but with the core game it is 2 to 4, and I would say ideally it's played with 4. If you play 1v1 it is good, but the Barbarian in particular sort of falls off. But you don't want to see me here sit and talk about it. Let's get to the table. Now this is a Dungeons and Dragons game. It's a card game, a deck building game, in which you play as one of these 4 classes. We've got the Barbarian, Wizard, Paladin, Rogue. The game comes with a how to play guide, which obviously most games do. We've got the tokens. These are health tokens, and we've got the character ones as well, which you use to denote your health. So let's get this out and we'll take a quick look at how it works. For this example, we're playing as the Barbarian. So first off, you start with your card. This is going to be your health. To keep track of that, we find the Barbarian token and put it at 10. Then we've got basically a quick reference rule guide. So this gives you the option to block 1 damage, which is a shield, draw a card, deal 1 damage, play an extra card, or recover a hit point. Each class has specials referred to as mighty powers. This one has one, for example, the middle one. Each player, including you, discards a hand, then draws 3 cards. But how do we activate these? So, at the start of the game, everyone draws 3 cards. Make sure your deck's shuffled because you don't want the same similar cards. Like we've got different symbols here, which is perfect. Now, starting with the youngest person in the room, everyone takes a turn. It should be really quick. Basically, you draw a card and you play a card. There are exceptions, like this one. If I played this, I would do 1 damage, but I'd also have 1 energy to play another card. So I could play Spiked Shield, and I would gain 2 defense. So I would deal the damage to whichever character I want to, which would take their life down, and then any shields you have remain. So these sort of defend you from attacking players. Now it's worth noting, every turn you have to play a card whether you want to or not. For example, in this case I've got a lot of damage, maybe I don't want to hit someone, or for whatever reason you still have to play a card. So you could throw one away. Rage, for example, I could do 4 to somebody, and that would go in the discard. You then pass the turn to your player on the left. When you're reduced to 0 hit points, you are out of the round. You use your cards to deal damage and try and kill people before they can kill you. The game ends when only 1 player is alive. If somehow, for example, the wizard has cards that can damage everyone, if everyone's knocked out at the same time, everyone goes to 0, then it's a tie. There are a few frequently asked questions for this game. So, no, you can't have more than 10 hit points. If you play a card with an energy on like we did before, you do have to play another card. Again, that is not a choice. If you have the card, you have to play it. Any cards you steal from other players using abilities, you give back to once they've been used. They don't go in your discard, because once you run out of cards, you shuffle up your discard and draw from them again. If somehow you play all your cards and don't have any left in your hand, you can draw 2 cards. So basically you play through the game, you use your damage. Obviously the Barbarian has a lot of damage. Trying to find a shield. So you play the damage to get through the shields. For example, 3 damage would take out 3 shields. Once you've knocked out a player, they are out the game, and that is how you win. Obviously we have different classes which function differently. The Rogue is a lot about combos and using energy to play extra cards. The Barbarian is pretty much all out damage. We have a Wizard, which again is a lot of AoE damage, so hitting all the players at once. It's a lot of combos. And we've got the Paladin, which not only does damage, it can heal as well. So it's a bit of a tank. Now there are expansions for this. This is just the base game, which we've been playing so far. We've not yet got bored of it, so we've not felt the need for the expansion. I will get it eventually. But like I say, it's a perfect game. Again, very quick. Depends on how it's played, but as long as you're attacking each other, playing it how it's meant to, the game should be over fairly quickly. Yeah, so ideally it says around 10 minutes with 2 to 4 players, which is, again, the perfect game. The expansions do let you play with more people, so it's something you want to pick up if you have larger gaming groups. But that's all we've got time for this time. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you let me know what you want to see next. But until next time...